Today's arm day. It's triceps and biceps. We start out with close grip bench press. A lot of times people, when they're trying to get big arms, they work their biceps really hard, and really the tricep is 2/3 of your arm. So if you want big arms, you have to have big triceps. So we start out with close grip bench press, working our way up, just like we do on bench press. We pyramid up for sets. This is 155, we start at 135. He's handling it fairly well. He flares out a little too much on last rep, but it's understandable his last rep. You're still working your triceps when you have the close grip, but when you flare out, you put a little bit more unnecessary stress on your wrist. So you like to keep your elbows tucked. This is 225, still working our way up. Let him try 185 just to fill it out. Flaring a bit, but I still want him to get that 2 to 3 rep heavy set. And then after that, then he goes back down to get more reps. So I'm up to 315. Felt pretty decent today. Wasn't a bad day. Finishing off with a pause. Now he's back to 155. She volunteered to spot, which I didn't mind since I had to hold the camera. Worked out pretty well. This is 335. 3 reps. Close grip bench is, like, to me, one of the best exercises for your triceps. That along with dips, as far as adding that thickness, is really good. Back to 315 after a heavy 2 to 3 set. I always like to get that 2 to 3 rep set to build that strength, and then work our way back down the pyramid. So we go up and then back down. So let him use 135, start getting his form a little bit better. He's tucking his elbows a little bit more. To 25 rep out set. Get a nice pump in the back of the triceps, building that strength. And now we lead into biceps. Going one arm concentration curls off the knee. Try to keep the back as slow as possible, squeezing at the top, taking it slow on the way down. Start light and just keep working our way up. And this is actually after back day, so it's not like our biceps are actually fresh, but we're finishing them off. Nice squeeze at the top, so start with 25. Now he's at 25, just keep working our way up, 5, 10 pounds each set. Main thing is, like I said, you want to squeeze as hard as you can at the top and slow back down. And we're adding in that twist at the bottom just to give you that peak at the top. You have to throw in some kind of twisting motion if you want to peak in your bicep. Stretching that out. There we go. Getting that heavy set in. Just to stress that muscle. I'm glad I told him to put his hand up there, kind of system up just for 1 extra rep. Now we're doing some skull crushers. Just gonna start light, work our way up. And you really, for this, along with any other exercise, you have to do what feels right to you. Like this grip is a little bit wider, but it feels right for me. Doesn't add any unnecessary stress on my wrist. At the same time, I feel it more in my triceps. So just play around with the different grips, see what works best for you. A lot of it has to do with your body's shape or size. Like obviously, the wider you are, the wider you should be out. Bring it down to your head, back up. Try not to move your shoulders and stuff too much. 40 pounds. That's 100. So everything with us, pretty much, our first exercise we may do 7 to 10 sets, but after that, everything else is about 4 sets, different exercises that work different, each and every part of whatever muscle we're trying to work. wanting to go up to 50. Still keeping decent form. Then follow into some close grip presses right there at the end on the last set. So we're doing about 12 reps of skull crushers and then about 10 to 12 on the close grip bench. So in our first exercise, we always go the heaviest where you do not as many reps, because that's your compound movement that's going to give you that thickness. Everything else is about 8+ reps, just depending on what it is. Here we're doing a superset between tricep rope extensions and cable hammer curls. Just trying to get that volume in, low rest time to keep the intensity up. Do 4 sets of this back and forth, no rest. Same thing, we start with a lighter weight, warming it up, and then we just keep working our way up to a heavier set. At this point, we're pretty burned out because we're literally not resting at all. As soon as you finish with that first set, you go straight to the next set. He goes, and I go right again. So at this point, you're trying to keep the form as good as possible. Of course, it's not going to be perfect because you're pretty fatigued. I believe in good form, but perfect form with no weight at all, you're not going to build much muscle. You still have to get those heavy sets in to really grow. So here we're doing a Iron Marathon type thing, if you know anything about Mike Rashid or CT Fletcher, with dumbbells. So we're doing 1 rep, put it down, 2 reps, put it down, 3 reps, put it down, 4 reps, put it down. And you keep going pretty much until you can barely go anymore. Because you're not resting in between any of those. And after we already hit other bicep movements with no rest, this is pretty taxing on your biceps. Like, the burn is real. So we're using this as our finisher for biceps. So we pretty much just get up to whatever number you can do. So I think he got up to about 5 or 6 sets. And it was just burning. We just decided, all right, that's enough. I moved on to dips right afterwards, no rest time. So you do 1 set of dips, many reps as you can. He's pretty burned out. He started swinging a little bit. Trying to get as many as you can. I told him try to keep as steady as possible. Do a little better. So that's 1 set. And with no rest, you do like a little split second rest, about 5 seconds, and then you back at it again, many as you can. And you do this 1 more time after this. Just get many as you can, pump as much blood as you can into it, just to finish the biceps and triceps off. Here's the last one. Just get what you can get. Here's my set. 1 rep, 2 reps, and you just keep it going. It really doesn't take that many exercises if you actually do it the right way. You can take 2 exercises and feel like you got a complete workout if you add enough intensity to it. So pretty much with biceps, as long as you have at least some type of standard curl along with some kind of hammer curl to work the long head of the bicep, then that means you've worked both of the things. You work the long head and the short head. And it's burning, like in between some of these sets, you kind of just try to shake it off. So when it burns, just keep pushing through it, do as much as you can. Now here to the dips, as you can. one set. So then once again, just like Elijah, I have to hop up here 2 more times just to get what I can. It might not be much, but you're still pumping as much blood into it as you can to make it grow. You can barely even go up all the way now. And that concludes the arm day. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.